Welcome to the Clean Slate with your hosts, Daniel Garza and Carson Phillips, providing you with movie news, reviews, and more. Sit back, relax, and don't forget to go to the concessions to get your popcorn and drinks. For your entertainment, this is the Clean Slate Podcast.
What's my intro again?
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Clean Slate Podcast. I'm Carson Phillips. That guy over there is Daniel Garza. And
What
you
up?
are, I don't know who you are. You're our loyal viewers.
We don't know you.
Thank you for being back this Christmas season. And we're going to be covering some fun Christmas movies. So get jingling in your balls, in your bells, and we'll be talking about Love Actually.
Yep,
Probably the
there we go.
horniest Christmas movie I've ever seen.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about Love Actually. Follows the lives of 8 very different couples in dealing with their love lives in various loosely interrelated tales, all set during a frantic month before Christmas in London, England.
Ooh.
Yep.
London, England. Isn't it also in like Portugal or something?
Like the last part of it, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Do I need to go into more depth on the story for these people?
I mean, if you haven't seen it, just give them a little rundown.
I mean, it's hard to. It's not quite an anthology film. This is, well, I mean, I guess it is, but
Yeah.
not in the sense of like VHS or like where it's a bunch of short films.
Yeah.
Think along the lines of like Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve. We have all these interconnected plots where they like randomly justify all ending up at the same Christmas pageant or like at the same whatever. So all these characters' lives kind of intertwined, but they all are different love stories and different types of love ultimately. And most of them end happy or well enough. And then some of them are like bittersweet and some of them are more like, the end of love and stuff like that. So a little bit of something for everyone, different kinds of humor throughout. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, just going into a little bit of notable actors in this film. I mean, this is kind of similar to what you were saying, like with New Year's Eve and Valentine's Day. Like all those movies, they have like these high-profile actors. So this is kind of their take at that. So we got Colin Firth, which is one of them. Liam Neeson. You got Martin Freeman. Chiwetel.
Chitwell,
Yeah. We got Andrew Lincoln, who is Rick Grimes from Walking Dead. And then you got...
I did not put that together until just now.
I just actually put that together today. I was shooting
That's kind of crazy.
a documentary, and somebody was all like, hey, did you know that that's actually Rick Grimes? I was like, what?
Wait, who is he playing?
He plays Mark, the guy who's in love with Keira Knightley's character.
That he aged rough.
Actually, I think he aged amazing. Anyway, but you
he's
also
much more
got
attractive
Keira Knightley and then Hugh Grant. So a lot of, and Laura Linney for sure, but a lot of good actors involved in this movie. Some of them took off and some of them didn't. But now let's get into our likes and dislikes. What do we got for Love Actually?
I mean, so for my likes, it really comes down to like which of the stories in this film that I enjoy the most, and that's for me. That's the Liam Neeson one. He plays a widower, and I think this is actually after he lost his wife in real life, right? It's pretty soon after. But he plays a really sweet character and storyline in this film, so I liked that story a lot. I liked the one with the prime minister who's like in love with like his secretary, or not secretary. She's like I don't know what her main role is. But yeah, so those are like 2 standout ones for me that I think are the most fun or most tenderhearted and like enjoyable to watch. Some of the other ones, like your mileage may vary. Like the music aspect is kind of fun, where he learns that, maybe it's not about loving, another like significant other, but it's about the person you spend the most time with or whatever. So I thought that one was kind of sweet, and most of the jokes are pretty good. There's definitely some stupid humor throughout, but I find myself chuckling. Who's the guy that plays the Hobbit in this? What's his name? Martin
Freeman.
I liked his story kind of too. It's sexually explicit for sure, but it's funny because he asked her on a date and he's like, usually it takes me a while to get to know someone, and they've been like having sex for a a movie, I'm assuming, like the whole movie. So it's just kind of funny because they're having like these very normal conversations. So it's kind of an interesting look at modern day intimacy, I guess, in some ways. So some like what you're going to enjoy most out of this and what I enjoyed most is specific stories in it. But as a whole package, I have more complaints. But so I really enjoyed those. And there's some fun music drops. There's some good moments here and there that are kind of, I guess, iconic moments. I don't know if those are necessarily good, but it's up for you to decide.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna agree mostly with what you just said. The stories that kind of are involved in here, some of them are really, really good. Like the Liam Neeson one, I really liked because, right, it's more of a love between him and his son, and that's just kind of like, it's what the boy needed. He needed to have a father, who steps in and steps up. I think also the what is the mayor one? Not the mayor. Prime Minister.
That one's good.
That one's a good one.
It's funny, I think.
You know, a lot of people actually don't like the Keira Knightley one. I didn't hate it. One. I didn't hate
creepy.
it. It is creepy. I wish there was more to it. That's my
true.
thing.
I mean, there is the sequel.
Is there Love Actually 2?
It's like a 20-minute short for
oh god,
Red Nose Day or something like that. Wow. I want to watch it now. I'm curious.
Oh gosh. Okay, so there's that one, and that's probably.
What about the one with Alan Rickman? What do you think about that one?
Which one's Alan Rickman, the singer?
It's where he's cheating. Spoiler alert. The one where he's talking to, like, I don't know what his job is, but he's like flirting with this other woman. Needs a
no, that one is a good one. I do like that one.
It's really good. I just don't know if it fits fully because it's so utterly sad and depressing.
Yeah, you're right. No, I do like that one with Alan Rickman. That is one of my top 3. I would say before the Keira Knightley one. Like Keira Knightley would be fourth.
Yeah. That's totally. I think those are the ones that are. Maybe more time was put into them. You can kind of tell. Because like the one where he's a writer and she's from Portugal or something, I don't imagine much thought went into that. Like they're like, oh, it's funny because there's a language barrier. And
right.
That's the joke,
yeah.
which is stupid. I like that her sister's fat. That's funny.
That actually did have a lot of
that kind of got me. I'm not going to lie.
Exactly.
I'm a simple man.
Yeah, so I think that those are my favorites in them, and then I mean the rest of it is just for my dislikes. To be honest.
Okay, let's jump into dislikes. My biggest dislike is the story where the guy's like, "I'm gonna go to America and shag some babes."
Yeah,
and that's exactly what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no punchline to it. I don't think even.
No.
Like, I don't understand. That's ridiculously stupid. The Keira Knightley one. So I guess before I explain why I don't like that one, overall, this movie's like well made. Like it's not a poorly made movie. It's just some of the stories really annoy me, or I just don't like them. So that maybe you do like the one where the dude just gets laid. That could be your cup of tea, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're weird.
Yeah. I think my issue is. Oh, were you done? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say too, like the Keira Knightley one. That's a horror film. Daniel and I are going to make it. We talked about this before the podcast. That's creepy. Like, if if I was like, hey, Rebecca, I have this wedding video of you, and it was just me zooming in on her, she would be horrified and tell you, and you would kill me probably, right? Like, that would be a fair. I think that'd be fair.
Yeah, I mean, murder is probably not a crazy response. But
me at least.
A nice beating would suffice, I think.
Yeah, no, you don't. That's so weird. And then she kisses the dude too. I'm like, yo, and he's a bad friend for that, actually.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So, it's very funny that you brought that up because we had that same exact conversation last night when we were watching it. I was like,
it's so ridiculous.
So
dude.
I was like, you would probably fall for this. I was like, if somebody came to the door and she was like, no, I would just close the door after the whole sign thing and then come tell you. I was like,
the sign thing, that's even
it's crazy.
It's too far, man.
Yeah, it is. It's ridiculously crazy. Yeah, so I think the one with Bill Nighy or whatever, the one where he's the like out of sorts rock star who's remaking his song and he's just going around like that's
that one.
That's the dumbest bit that they just like whenever something's not funny in the movie they just rely on that bit and
that's fair. Yeah,
it was just lazy.
But the story
writing to
itself there I like. It's just I feel like they use that too much to tie it all together. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, that was my whole issue. I was like, what is the tying together here? Because right, they first go all to the play. They're all at the play.
That should have been it. That should have been the end, and then the airport.
And then the airport, which I'm like, why is the prime minister on the same flight as all of these regular people?
Like, oh, we're friends.
Yeah, it was just like, what?
That's the thing. You could cut off 30 minutes from this movie, and you would not be remiss at all. Like that should have been what they did, is cut 30 minutes off, maybe even remove a short or two, and it would have been probably a solid, like one of the better films you could see. But
Rowan Atkinson though is actually pretty funny. Mr. Bean who's in this movie.
Yeah, it's so random,
like but it was actually really funny. Yeah, because
like he saves the day and then like, even hints at like, hey, your husband's cheating on you or about to. Mm-hmm.
So I think
that one still gets me. I keep thinking about that because I literally just got done watching it.
Yeah,
it's so sad, man.
Yeah, it's really sad because it's just like Alan Rickman has it all in his storyline. Like, really successful.
But he's super ugly.
Well, sure, he has a really sweet wife, and he gets
to be in Harry Potter.
Exactly. Actually, he probably already was in Harry Potter at this point.
This was like in the middle. Yeah, the middle of Harry Potter.
So it's just that one is a sad story, but the rest, like the one of the guy going to America, that's literally the whole thing. Is he's like, I'm gonna go to a bar, meets all these women, and then
I thought maybe there's gonna be a bit like, I don't know. I kept thinking the taxi. I've seen this before and I forgot. I was like, oh, the taxi driver's gonna take him to like a gay bar or something. And like, I don't know. I thought it'd be super funny, but
no,
early 2000s. Come on.
And then also like the one about the two actors who are just having sex the entire time, and I hated that one. It was just
mind it. I get what they're doing. They're doing like commentary.
Well, sure, but it was just like, why? Like, why so much nudity? Why this movie had a lot of nudity, and I was just
especially in like a sweet movie.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the thing too that bothered me is like the beginning is like. It sets it up for this, like, oh, we're going to have an incredible love story here. It's going to break boundaries. And then it just becomes this stupid, like,
Okay, it's funny.
Making sex jokes for sex jokes' sake.
This movie starts with a quote about 9/11, right?
Yeah.
And then this movie ends with a kid dodging TSA, running through the airport wildly. And I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We start with fear of terrorism and we end with the fear of terrorism via the form of children.
Full circle. Anyway, so it's pretty. I would honestly, out of 10, I'd give this movie a 4. Like, did not enjoy it overall. I enjoyed those
5. I'd give it a 3.5, maybe a 3.
That's crazy.
It's
That's
an
crazy
easy watch, man. It's a fun watch. It's
I
not that
think
Christmassy.
So. I think you do have to pit. Yeah, that's true.
Complaint.
It's not that Christmassy. Actually, both of these next movies, this one, they don't
not
really
Christmassy at all.
They just take place during the time.
Yeah, this is like Iron Man 3 level of Christmas.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, guys, if you want to go check out this movie, it's on Prime or Tubi, I believe. But any last thoughts on Love Actually?
No, but Love is actually good, guys. Keep that in mind.
Stop. Okay.
Hit that like button if you love this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Hey guys, well, we are going to continue our Christmas special. We got one more movie for you guys, and then we're getting started right in January with the rest of season 3. So stay tuned for next week's episode. But while you're doing that, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, and leave us a review. Tell us how we're doing. Tell us what you want us to review for this next coming months, and maybe we'll throw it in there. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for the 3rd week of December, and we will see you next time for our finale of the Christmas special. Peace.
Peace. That's a clean slate.